Hello and welcome to Recap Motion Films. Today we will explain you a movie named The Witch. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The film begins in a courtroom. William, together with his family, stands in front of the judges. William's family had 5 children and a wife. His youngest son was Caleb, and his eldest daughter was Thomasin. There were twins and a small child present in his family. According to the judges, you have always been reminded to follow our rules. You're really strange. You always do things that make sense to you. In his defense, William says whatever rules you've made, I don't like it at all, which is why not just today. But I'll never observe these rules. I would leave this village if I had to because of this. I'll depart gladly rather than sadly. After hearing him out, the judges inform him that it's fine if this is his decision. You'll be banished from this village from today. So depart. William and his family leave the village. He comes in the forest with his family. There was a tiny house built there and they began to live there. Everything, however, was in limited supply. The next day, Thomasin, his eldest kid, takes her younger brother for a visit. The baby disappears from the scene when she was playing with him. Someone stole the baby from there. After viewing this, Thomasin becomes confused. She begins to hurry and starts looking for her brother everywhere. However, she couldn't find the baby since he was kidnapped by a witch. The witch was so cruel that she sliced the baby and then drained his blood. After that, she applies the paste on her entire body after making it. Later on, she begins to act oddly. Her powers appear to be increasing after this. The next morning, when Thomasin was sleeping, her brother Caleb arrived and began to notice his sister. Meanwhile, Thomasin wakes up. When she notices Caleb, she asks, "What are you doing here?" He states that I've come here to complete a small job. He was ready to depart when he noticed this, which made Thomasin feel strange and disturbed. Caleb later goes hunting with his father. Caleb claims that after seeing you, it appears to him that you are not saddened by my brother's death. It implies that his death did not bother you all that much. William agrees with Caleb. I'm not angry over the baby's death because he wasn't our own child. We discovered him on the side of the road. As a result, I feel he would have gone to hell since he didn't have parents. Caleb is shocked when he hears this. William also advises Caleb to seek forgiveness for his sins before death. If we have done something wrong, we should ask forgiveness. As a result, God will be glad, and we shall go to heaven this way. In the meanwhile, they come upon a rabbit, but when William tries to shoot it, he is injured. On the other side of the house, William's twin children were playing. Out of these twins, one was a girl, and the other was boy, and they were both having a good time playing. Thomasin stops them from causing trouble, but they pay little attention to Thomasin and begin to play with their black goat, who is about to attack them. William eventually arrives and stops the goat. He locks the black goat in the shed. Later, Thomasin's mother scolds her. Thomasin would have been blamed if anything had happened to the twins, because everyone at home hates Thomasin. They treat her as if she were their stepdaughter rather than their biological daughter. Caleb's mother discovers that he had been to the forest. She scolds him and asks him on why he went into the forest. What would I do if something happened to you? She questions. Caleb says that we went into the forest to find about the wolf that had stolen our little brother. After hearing this, she says, "Okay, whatever it is, but next time you won't go into the forest." Thomasin goes to wash her clothes on the bank of the river the next day. Caleb was also present. Meanwhile, her younger sister arrives there as well. She starts making fun of Thomasin and calls her a witch. After hearing this, Thomasin becomes enraged and answers, "Yes, I'm a witch because I'm the most unique and my heart is the purest. As a result, the devil has chosen me. He transformed me into a witch after collecting my signatures for his book. It is my duty to eat children, and I will also eat you." She is afraid after hearing this. Caleb later says that she is lying and that she is not a witch but rather a human. Whatever she said exists only in legends. Thomasin's sister, however, leaves after calling her a witch. Later that night, everyone was eating, and Thomasin's mother said, "Have you seen our silver cup?" "No," replies Thomasin. "I haven't seen that." Thomasin's mom tells her not to lie as she has seen that cup in her hand last time. In reality, William sold the silver cup and purchased a rifle in return, but he doesn't tell his wife anything about it. Their goats suddenly begin to make noise. When Thomasin goes to check on the goats, she discovers the same black rabbit that William and Caleb had seen in the forest. Thomasin is shocked after witnessing this black rabbit. William and his wife were talking in the following scene. William's wife says she strongly believes that their daughter is cursed and not normal, and they should not be keeping her at home as it's a bad idea and they should kick her out. We'll be destroyed if we keep her around. After hearing this, William advises her not to overthink things since they aren't like this. If you wish to keep her away from the house, I'll send her to work at a friend's home. Thomasin was listening to all this from the other room. Her heart breaks after hearing her parents' remarks, and she feels deeply depressed. The next day, Thomasin and Caleb go to the jungle to see the traps that they've set up to catch the animals. They are delighted to discover a rabbit in the trap. When they were coming home, when they noticed the black rabbit on the way, Thomasin is also surprised to see the rabbit. When the dog spots the rabbit, he begins to chase it. Later, Caleb starts chasing as well. Despite Thomasin's best efforts to stop him, he does not stop and does not listen to her. Thomasin's horse tosses her down as she tries to follow her brother. As a result, Thomasin falls and passes out. Caleb is nowhere to be seen when she awakens. As soon as Thomasin comes to her senses, she races toward her home alone. William was already there and searching for them. He asks questions about Caleb when he finds Thomasin alone. After crying, Thomasin mentions that she has also lost her brother Caleb as well. Later, the scene turns to Caleb, who is still alone in the forest. He is moving forward with uncertainty. Later, he notices a shack from which an attractive lady emerges. She was, in fact, the witch. She tries to trap Caleb with her words, and Caleb falls into the trap. She later brings Caleb into her tent with her. Everyone was concerned because of Caleb. Meanwhile, they can hear the goats whinging once again. Because of this, Thomasin comes out to see them. She also notices Caleb, who hasn't put on any clothes. He was gravely injured, which is why Thomasin takes him inside. Caleb is being treated by Thomasin and her mother there. The next day, we witness Thomasin milking the goat, and her twin siblings start to taunt her by calling her a witch. Thomasin is shocked to see blood coming out of goat instead of milk. She grows worried. William was getting ready to go into the village. He notifies his wife that he will be going to the village. I'll find Thomasin a job and an excellent doctor for Caleb. She claims that the doctor is unable to help because the witch has performed black magic on Caleb. He says it's nothing like that, and Caleb is just hurt. Later, we watch Caleb awaken, and, as he speaks, he begins to suffer abnormally and his lips begins to bleed. An apple emerges when William opens Caleb's mouth. That apple was rotten, and after viewing it, his mother thinks that the witch had cursed him. The twins inform their mother that Thomasin is responsible for all this because she is a witch. She has revealed that she is a witch. They are astounded to hear this. In her defense, Thomasin claims, "I said that, but I was just joking." Later, William asks that everyone should pray to God for Caleb's recovery. The twins soon get stomach aches. Caleb afterwards has terrible physical aches. He laughs strangely and dies there. After viewing this, everyone gets upset and begins to cry. Thomasin walks out of the home, crying. William goes after her and comforts her, and then asks her, "My lovely daughter, now tell me what you did to your brother Caleb." After hearing this, Thomasin replies, "What are you saying, Father? Why would I do this to my brother? He was my brother. And I'm offended that you believe I'm a witch. Actually, I believe my twins are witches." Thomasin says she regards their black goats to be the devil since the devil initially appears in black goats. My twin siblings frequently chat with the black goat. After hearing this, William gets enraged and pulls Thomasin inside the house. After viewing Thomasin and his twin children, he informs Thomasin, "If your twin siblings are witches, you're a witch, too." He eventually imprisons 3 of them in the goat shed. Their black goat was also present there in shed. Then, William informs Thomasin that he will take her to the village the next day so she can work away from the home. He leaves after saying this, and later buries Caleb with the help of his wife. William's wife sees her son, Caleb, cradling a baby in his lap late at night. William's wife is happy to see both of them. Caleb tells his mother, "Mama, if you want me to come here every day simply to see you, then he will. But first, I need to get your signature on a book." On the other hand, the twins hear strange noises in the shed. A terrifying witch arrives there. When the 3 siblings see the witch, they get scared. As a result, 3 of them start screaming. Caleb and the child, on the other hand, also disappear in front of William's wife. She feels concerned as a result. When William returns to the shed the next day, he discovers that all of the goats have died. Thomasin was also present, but she was safe. Meanwhile, the black goats penetrates his horns inside William's body. As a result, William suffers an injury. The black goat, however, does not stop there. He inserts his horns into his body once again and kills him. When Thomasin sees this, she becomes terrified and begins to scream. Thomasin is badly beaten by William's wife when she arrives. She says she is sure you've done everything. What kind of girl you are, you've spoilt your own family by killing them. I will not leave you, nor will I forgive you. Despite this, Thomasin, in her defense, tries to make her understand her point. 2. Believe her. That she hasn't done anything. "I didn't murder anyone." But Thomasin's mother ignores her. She attempts to suffocate her by squeezing her neck. In self-defense, Thomasin strikes her mother with something. As a result, Her mother dies on the scene. Thomasin's depression worsens as a result of seeing this, because her entire family has died. She approaches the black goat and says to him, she needs to talk to him. If you understand what I'm saying, then please react. The black goat finally becomes the devil. He holds a book in front of Thomasin and wants her to sign it in order to become a witch. Despite her fears, Thomasin accepts. After Thomasin signs, the devil goes back to its actual form and transports Thomasin to the center of the forest. Several witches were performing a ceremony in front of the fire. All of the witches ultimately fly into the air. After viewing this, Thomasin begins to fly in the air. When Thomasin sees herself flying into the air, she smiles. This is how the film ends. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this.